Hello?
What was... Do I want to know what was making noise?
Did you guys hear it?
No.
Okay. It was OBS. It popped up with a "Do you want to start stream?" But my mute is the middle mouse button, so every time I clicked on something, it was like boom, boom. That little error noise.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But we're good now. We're streaming.
Yay!
Right? Oh, hey, I should probably get my dice and stuff set up, shouldn't I?
No, you're fine.
Ow. I mean, today could be a diceless game. Other than, I mean, for me, could be. Where's my roller? Cool, lost that. Don't know where that is. Come on. Oh, shit. Found him. I'm just a mess today. Today was my first day of, like, actually kind of being left on my own at work. And it was busy as shit. Because we had, like, 4 pallets roll over from yesterday. Because yesterday was a goddamn nightmare.
One.
Yeah.
You say fun, I say that's some bullshit stuff.
Well, we had our, like, fastest stalker ended up calling off. And then I want to say there was something with the cashier, too. So, like, we didn't have a cashier. A bunch of other shit happened. It was just a freaking nightmare day. Oh, yeah, and the truck. It said our volume capacity to take in was only 500, and they sent us 525. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a lot of difference, but it is.
That was like 2 or 3 extra pallets.
I know.
Woo!
It's like when we say that we ship out 80,000 packages. Sounds like a lot, it's really not. Yours is opposite.
Yeah. Well, because it's the volume of a semi that we can fill.
Yeah.
Great times.
Just waiting for him to jump up.
3 viewers. What, Nosferatu?
Of course.
It's not a game without Nosferatu lingering around. That should have been,
I know.
Spike's cat. It'd have been funnier. Although I think this one's Potato Cat. Or it's either Potato Cat or Hakata. Hakata.
I think it's more akin to Potato Cat.
Yeah, I think so too.
She's the one who likes to lend her vocals to our streams.
Yeah, I honestly think the only reason Cat or that Spike ended up with animalism was because of that impromptu.
And then there's Azeva.
Yeah, you guys get to see her more often now.
Still no Sage because she is a La Sombra, basically. She's like, I don't want to go near a camera.
She'll change.
Eventually, she's going to be so dang big that she can't avoid it.
She was not doing the right trick.
She just said, I don't care, give me the stuff.
I don't have the stuff. Come here. Stand up. See, that's not it. Good girl. Hi, what are you doing? You weirdo. This is what I deal with when you guys don't see her. You can have your fur back. Anything you guys want to go over?
It's only the two of us.
I know.
It's going to be so weird.
It will be weird.
But that's okay because Zep is a thin blood and Rufus likes thin bloods.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
He does.
Yep.
They are more useful.
Yeah. The roof. Let me get her a treat because she actually did do some tricks. But talk about what I'm going to talk about. I can still hear, I think.
So how much thought have you given as to what Zep actually wants to do?
He is going to try to start a Kindred Mercenary Guild.
Sounds problematic, but fun.
Yeah.
I have some stuff to send you. I got the first 3 dots kind of typed up, and I want to say how you like them.
I kind of have 3 dots also figured out, just 1, 3, and 4. I'll see how you feel about them too.
Yeah.
Collaboration for homebrew lore sheets.
I know, right? How exciting. Or, I'm sorry, I had 2 of them. I thought I had more.
It's definitely going to be interesting because as Zep progresses, it's also going to be kind of that lore sheet actually being made.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to go through it right now. I just had it in my mind and I wanted to send it to you. I think it's cool. There's definitely a sense of progression in it. Which that'll be really fun to make a mercenary guild.
It'll be interesting to see how that comes about. Let's put it that way.
This is like the best city for something like this too. Yeah, so just the 3 of us tonight. It'll be interesting times there, seeing what's gonna go happen and go down. Like I said, was there anything you guys wanted to go over? There he is. He looks so fat right there.
Yep, he's been eating more lately. He's about to grow.
Mm.
Remember when I first got him, he was like, here.
Yep. Looked like a little worm.
Yes. He needs a bath.
So mostly clean up tonight.
Yeah, clean up, check up, prep for your trip. William is with Kat, so you won't have to play him right now.
Cat or Charlotte?
I mean, Charlotte. I meant Charlotte. I'm sorry. If conversations will be had with him, you could do text if you wanted to, like we've done for other things like that. Yeah, Rufus is gonna get a call about halfway through the night, I think.
About then, yeah. And a subsequent text message.
Yep. I think that's the only thing we really needed to touch base on. All right. One moment. Yeah, but you're going to be playing Zep on our games now.
I am true.
We still need to figure out what happens with William. Anyway, hello, this is Vampire the Masquerade. I am your storyteller for the evening, Feyla. Joining me tonight is only 2 people. One of them is Dengle playing Rufus.
Hello.
And none playing Zep.
Hello.
Everyone else is too tired or too busy to play. So here we are. If something happens tonight that bothers you, please take time to step away from our game. We do recaps and all of that, and you can come back if you're feeling up to it. If not, just join us for the next one where you can get that recap. Because your mental health is more important than watching us do shenanigans. Maybe.
It is, but we still want you to watch us do shenanigans because it's fun.
Fun shenanigans. Recap?
So it was post-fight, and we realized that like everybody important was dead, except for the Thin Bloods, and like 3 other people. And I'm actually like half being serious about that.
There was 15, 16 deaths of people of note that night.
Yes. Least of which a certain Ventru.
Yep.
There was also a certain Tremere that also bit it.
Yep.
Valentina, Octavius, Deidre, King, Alex, Anne, Buffy, Ken, Hunter, Quinn, Mike, Sylvia, and Robert.
Yep.
Specifically.
Some of those we're very sad about.
Yes, some were. However, it was a lot of cleanup is what we were doing. Whether it be actual physical cleanup, mental cleanup, because Rufus had to escort Spike around for a little bit because he is completely wrecked. There's some things that Yuri's taking care of at the pyramid. There's some stuff that Lottie is taking care of, specifically with King's stuff, because King, Mike, and Motor all are no longer there. We still have Tiller, which, if you don't know who that is, that's the one that we sent to Milwaukee, correct?
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Yeah, let's just say Milwaukee area.
It was. It would have been maybe an hour or 2 outside of Milwaukee. Was where the Haven was.
Yeah. So yeah, that's who Tiller is. Another Nosferatu, and now there are officially, technically, 3 in the city that we know of. Nain being one, Spike, and then Tiller, which is a problem. But it's not a problem that we can't handle because we have other means of taking care of things. All of the bodies have been cleaned up. The ones that could be lit on fire, I believe, have been, for the most part. Snowplow was taken care of, or at least supposed to be taken care of. The van has been moved, thanks to Zep. And yeah, we're just still picking up pieces.
So, anything else to add? Then?
I believe so.
Okay. So we left off with everyone making their way to their or a prospective haven. Van was dropped off. Lottie, Willow, and Caitlin are all at the school. And Tiller. He stayed there last night. And the 3 Ventru, at least, are making their way back to King's this early evening to finish rounding up and cleaning up the rest of his things and going through books and all of that. So they will be indisposed for the evening, although Tiller will potentially be available if you need him because he is just driving and shuffling back and forth. So he is available if you need him. Yuri is unavailable this evening as well because they are wrapped up in pyramid things if you choose to text them. And now, can I get the rouse checks?
That's a pass.
Your first
Also-
one, it feels like.
Also passed.
Okay. So, Zep, you wake up in your apartment. Nothing seems to be out of the normal for you. Couple text messages from other Thin Bloods. And maybe one or two of the mortals, you know. Just checking in, making sure you're good. The Thin Bloods letting you know cleanup has happened. And Rufus, you have some of those texts as well. Mostly from Chris, Rose, and T.
Okay. Rufus, at the very least, will respond with thank you, and if there's anything else that you need from me, please let me know.
You, Rufus, wake up basically almost in a pile with Spike as you shoved your way in the door and fell into the day sleep as it closed.
He will kind of get up and address himself accordingly and make sure Spike's okay.
He is, but he's not hungry. No, any hungrier.
Right.
He does get up, but he just kind of goes and sits on one of the couches and just kind of stares off into space.
This will actually go over, sit down next to him, and just kind of sit there for 10 or 15 minutes without saying anything.
Okay. Well, Rufus is doing that. Is there anything Zep wants to do?
Zip has an aggravated damage he needs to take care of.
Yes, he does.
Zip gets hungrier by 1.
Okay, so you're at 2?
3.
3. I'm getting a little hungry there. So, anything Zep would like to do? Now that he's not looking full of holes and is acceptable by mortal standards again.
Zip is going to head to the art park, see if there's any way to help the Thin Bloods out with any more cleanup.
So the cleanup mostly has been done. You can see the smoke from the fire pretty much as soon as you leave your apartment or look out the window. The fire was massive. You can hear sirens, like on and off, still going from cars coming back and dealing with that. Not enough to set off your beast, but the fire's very large and they have yet to put it out. So you can make your way to the art park, but a lot of them are just kind of keeping low today, tallying their losses. And there's a good chunk of the Thin Blood population gone now, but there's still quite a few of them.
Small talk for now, I guess.
Okay. You good, Jelly? Okay, sorry about that. The dog was making weird noises. Alright, so you do that. Rufus, you sit there, and Spike doesn't really say or do anything other than after about 15 minutes or so, he just kind of puts his head in his hands and just, I can't believe they're gone.
I can't say that I've been in the same position that you're in currently. I don't know the connection between all of you. I don't need to know. I just know that there was something. There's a reason why you stuck around with them. And I figured that carry bag, along with everything that's inside, was probably, at least for me, it would have been a good sentimental remembrance. If there's anything that you need, because ultimately I'm the one that kind of, I did ask you if you would help. I didn't necessarily make anyone, but I did ask. So ultimately it does kind of fall back on me as somewhat responsible, not fully. But I opened the avenue for what happened.
We knew there was a chance, but I never expected all of them would go at once.
I didn't either. Maybe one of them. Maybe two on a bad situation, but this was far beyond anything that I could have even thought. You
What
can, however,
happened?
I don't have a specific number. I know there was far, 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 far more than we had accounted for and probably estimated for. We succeeded in everything that we set out to do, just the losses were really not overly justifiable. Yes, we took care of one problem, but I'm sure there's multiple still left. We took care of a very large, very coordinated problem.
I didn't get a chance to see anything. I was stopping things from getting out.
It would probably do best to not watch anything if you have it. I know we don't have hearts and we anything like that that can physically break, but something tells me that yours would. The emotional toll on that would probably be rather extreme.
It's been a while since I felt anything this strongly.
Yeah, I assumed as much. Why I wanted to take time and at least not necessarily lend a shoulder to cry on, but ear to talk to if needed.
I don't know if I can right now.
I'm not going to ask you to. I'm not going to push you to do anything of that nature. But I would request, this is my only request of you, to just stay in the city. Don't run away. I'll do everything I can to help make it less bad. Can't fix it. At this point, I don't know if we can get revenge on anyone, I don't know what we can do to make anything better, but I'll try to help it be less bad.
I don't really have anywhere else to go. I came here from Chicago. We've been moving around. Kind of hoped we wouldn't have to be moving anymore.
You have a home for as long as you want. You are under more than just my protection as long as you're here. And that goes citywide. It doesn't matter where you go, where you move, if you move. I'll make sure that, well, I think you can probably handle yourself better than I can. I'll make sure that if you can't, the right people are put in motion to be able to help you.
Why? We haven't done that much for you.
Right, but I feel responsible. I know what it feels like to lose basically your entire world. I can see it on your face. Right, but not quite to the extent of what you lost. I don't know, like I said, the connection, but I can see it. Something more than just a friendship. There was something more than just we travel together because we work well together. I don't want to know. That's your business. You take care of your business and do with it as you want. I know what that feels like.
I just want to be alone right now.
My phone will be on. If you need something, call.
Sure.
And he will stand up and walk out.
Okay. Spike doesn't get up or anything. Doesn't really look at you. But he does grab the bag as you walk out.
Rufus won't take anything that isn't his.
So you're a couple miles from the school at this point. You've been told your van was dropped off there. You've had confirmation of the fire. Stepping outside, you can see it in the distance. The smoke and not so much the flames at this point, but definitely the remnants of it.
Rufus will actually call Buck.
You can answer.
I see the issue got very low miles per gallon. Good job.
Yeah. That took a while.
Only time that I will ask you to do that unless if absolutely positively necessary. There are other people that probably could have taken care of it. However,
Didn't mind doing it necessarily. It just was a lot for not that many people.
I know of at least 2 rather important people that are no longer around, so the resources were stretched rather thin. I would have rather you not even have been involved.
Give me 1 second. I grabbed the wrong book. I will be right back.
Yeah. This should be fun.
Yep. Zip is gonna take care of that third hunger soon because he still has superficial he's got to deal with too.
Oh, that's not good. I am going to attempt to take care of that aggravated willpower damage here in a little bit. Because, yeah, that's thing.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I grabbed Anna's book instead of the book I thought I had.
That's fair.
So I wanted to check something. Sorry, we left off on a conversation with Buck.
A couple of the major players had disappeared and, or well, are no longer with us, and I would rather you not have been involved.
Yeah, ended up taking care of a last little bit of cleanup. I don't know who was doing it, but the computer parts of it needed a second glance over.
Where about?
Police cameras or police dispatch and things like that.
Oh.
I got most of it. It was just towards the end, I think.
Okay, well, as long as you have most of it, I am sure that somebody besides you has looked into the rest of it.
Oh, no, I mean, I just did the cleanup. It had all been done except a little bit. There are a couple of calls got through, but mostly when I was lighting the building on fire, I was taking care of that too.
Let me know what I owe you.
I'm your... Sure. We'll figure that out, I guess.
You said something about electronic cleanup.
Yeah, it was mostly taken care of, like I said, but did a little bit.
I'm actually might have something that would be worthwhile to you.
Okay.
I have to get an okay for that.
It's not really my specialty, but...
Right, but if you're serviceable at it, might be something that you could use some of at the very least. I'm sure there's a couple laptops and hard drives and such. The heavy duty things I have designated for someone else, I feel like.
Sure, I'll take a look at it. Just let me know when and where.
Probably not tonight, maybe tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, I'll let you know.
Okay.
We just have to consolidate everything and figure out what's worthwhile and what's not first.
Sounds good.
the bookstore got hit, if that's any indication.
Oh, like everyone's gone hit?
I believe 3 are left.
Oh shit.
That's 3 total.
Oh,
Yeah, there was 6.
that's really bad.
Yes. The
Please
kid
don't
is
make me
still
into one of
around.
them.
No, no. The kid's still around. We had one out of town, and then another one that I've recently come into contact with is still around, but he's not in very good shape mentally.
Okay.
Those are the 3.
Sounds like a
But I don't
great
know if you
crowd
know who
that's
the
left
kid is,
over.
though.
I know who you're talking about. I just never met him personally.
Well, yeah. It's fun times. We have to figure out exactly what's going to be happening there. We got a lot to clean up still. But
Sounds like.
not going to ask you to do a whole heck of a lot. Trying to keep you as far away from all of this as possible.
Not complaining about that.
Something comes up, let me know. I'm headed to the school if you need me or want to stop by.
Sure. Need me to bring you guys anything? Or you, whoever you're with, whatever?
I am alone. I don't know who's there currently.
Do you need anything?
Right now, no.
Okay.
Have a good evening. Get some rest if you haven't already.
I will be real sudden like.
Good. Just because you can do extra things doesn't mean you have to. Make sure you also get something to eat, please.
Yep. I'm pulling into fast food right now.
Never did get the appeal of that, but it's convenient, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And Rufus
How old are you?
I believe I predate A&W.
Oh. No wonder you don't get it.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna go order my food now.
Have fun. Enjoy.
Yeah. And he'll hang up.
You'll also hang up.
Over the... As he's hanging up, you can hear the, welcome to... And it cuts off. So... Zep is hanging out with Thin Bloods. Rufus is leaving Spike. Who wants to do what?
Zip is going to need to do some hunting.
Okay. You have Alley Cat, so give me... How would you like to go about doing it?
Zip is going to try to do it in form of a stick up.
Okay. Give me... I would allow wits or manipulation on this one, and then streetwise.
steal.
Thin bloods don't really get that. I don't think.
Yeah, but still, I got a 1.
Okay.
He doesn't really get a clan compulsion, just has to deal with the Bane.
Yeah, which the Bane's a permanent thing. Dangle, do you have that random compulsion thing pulled up, or can you pull it up? I don't have it.
I can. Just give me just a second.
It's what dice?
It is just a D10. Grab the book though, so just give me a second.
8. Is that what it's on? I wasn't sure what it was under. Yeah, that's not one I've.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to load up, so give me a second.
Yeah.
In the meantime, good job, Zep.
Yeah. So you do go out hunting, and it takes you a while to find someone. You're almost to the point of giving up, but you do manage to find someone kind of shuffling down one of the alleys. Has it loaded yet?
It is working on it.
So no.
I'm almost to being able to pull it up.
I'm afraid if I open anything else, things are going to freak out on my computer. As they have been doing lately. The person appears to be male. Kind of just shuffling along, has kind of a bulkier coat on.
That one would be paranoia.
Okay. So.
Kind of fits the situation because the guy's wearing a very bulky coat and could be hiding weapons under it.
It does. And in your frustrations, you kick some of the trash that's in the alley, and he kind of turns to you and makes like a hesitant movement towards somewhere on his person, and that just sets off something in you that he's gonna attack you. You went out looking for a fight. You went out looking to stick somebody up. But he's acting like he's gonna turn it on you.
Stop him before he does.
How would you like to do this? What would you like to do?
That is going to try to tackle him to the ground.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and give me strength and athletics.
That went so well last time.
I'll be fine.
Hey, Zep got 9.
Almost a smear on the ground. Almost a smear on the ground. This person puts up no resistance to you. But you think you feel something under that jacket as you tackle him. Something oblong and more dense than skin. Feels like a solid object there. So he's on the ground, and he's staring up at you and, like, what looks to be fear.
Cover up the eyes and start to feed.
Okay. So, I won't really make you roll for this one. How much do you want to take? They saw
Be
you.
nice and just do one.
He saw you. You were not subtle about this one. You can take one if you want.
Do two. Well, keep going until he's unconscious.
Okay. You were at 3. Give me a willpower
Yes.
roll. It's not going to be hard. Just don't botch it.
4.
Okay. You do manage to pull yourself away. There's you keep feeling in the back of your mind that he knows might be a problem. He saw you, he saw you. But he slips into unconsciousness as you finish your feeding.
And hide the wound.
It heals up. A little sluggish because there's not a whole lot left in them for this kind of stuff, but it heals.
Let's take a look at what the oblong object was.
It is like a short stick. Like kind of like a nightstick, but wasn't a gun like you thought it was. It's probably just as an in case.
Somewhere where he's semi-noticeable and then just leave.
Okay. Let me make note of this. All right. So you leave. You leave in a place that you have seen people walk by before. This isn't a new area to you. And you kind of hustle out, hoping to not be seen by anyone or anything like that, leaving this person propped up against a wall, propped up against a building. And we will leave you there as you're making your way out, unless you would... Where would you like to immediately go or head towards?
That's also gonna meander around, try to see if there's any other damage that was caused from last night.
Oh, there is damage. There is definitely damage, but nothing as bad as that has been had the previous few nights. But as you were wandering around the city, we're gonna go back to Rufus. You leave Spike's, and you see the thing as you leave and make your way towards the school. And you'll get a message from Lottie just giving you updates on kind of the stuff they've grabbed and that they're going to go back and go through more of the books and things like that are there.
He will respond with, is Taylor still at the school?
He just dropped us off. Not sure where he's going, but he said he'd be back later.
Yeah. We'll just send a message to Taylor of any chance you can swing by the school for a little bit.
I guess. I didn't really have too much else to do.
Told you I would give you an explanation of what happened. Figured now would be a good time to do so.
Yeah. I was gonna start digging. Be there soon.
I shouldn't be too long.
And you would receive kind of another message as you're walking. And it is from Robinson. This week has been hell. I know you're usually up around this time. Do you know anything as to what happened? You hinted like you did.
Yes, I have a meeting shortly. After that, I can talk. I will let you know when I'm free, and then we can meet somewhere.
Things are getting weird. I'd really like an explanation if you know anything. Saw some
Gave you a
strange
promise.
stuff.
I gave you a promise that I would explain. Therefore, I will do so.
Okay.
And for the record, he would take Kat's vehicle from Spike's to the school.
Ah, okay. Yep. So that's a quick ride. No one really gets in your way.
No, it's a giant Hummer. So
Yeah. So you pull up there, and there is a van, or not a van, like a U-Haul pulled up there too. And Tiller is sitting or leaning against the driver's seat with a jacket and a hood pulled up and a hat kind of pulled down over his face.
just walk over, knock on the window, and motion toward this building.
He'll open the door, like barely leaving you time to get out of the way. He'll open the door and just kind of stalk beside you as you head in.
Once inside, so quick explanation. Sabat, we're in the city. We have taken care of the lion's share of them. However, the losses that we suffered are quite a few. Unfortunately, Mike King and one that you didn't know who they were are all gone. It is you and Nain and one other Nosferatu in the city now.
There's so many died this year.
I promise you I know.
Why are they targeting us? Oof.
Probably to try to keep us in the dark. Us as the entire community, not just me and my friends.
Yeah, less in the dark and more like letting everyone else know. You guys saw King's setup. What do you think he was doing all the time?
Exactly. I have a lot of work to try to get things back to an acceptable state. First and foremost, our personal relationship isn't the best, and I know that.
No, you don't say.
That being said, I am willing to put everything that has happened between us completely in the past, as long as you are.
What are you planning? What do you want?
I just need your help.
With what?
What did you do before things happened with the Zemitzi and there was that whole mini war that happened? What did you do in the city?
I move shit for King. Didn't really
Would you be
have a whole lot of skills. Yeah, I can get in places. I can drive. That's pretty much the extent of it.
but rather than working for King, would you be willing to work for me?
You actually gonna pay?
I will. Currently, as it sits, I don't have a overly huge source of income. However, I am figuring out ways to rectify that. So at first, I probably either won't be sending you on anything, or it will be an understanding of there will be either money or services rendered for you at a later date as well.
Not sure I can trust some Ravnos who like to up and leave all the time.
I've been here for 22, almost 22 years. I've seen my fair share of the country. I leave once, maybe twice a year, just depending on things. Every once in a while, even we need a vacation.
Yeah, I know I've seen you around, but, you know, being what you are.
Right, I'm sure you probably have seen many of my compatriots around as well, but haven't realized what they are. Those that are more in the public eye, such as myself, tend to move around a lot more conspicuously. All of the rest of us, you wouldn't be able to tell from the next person on the street. Not until we wanted you to. I would put you in contact with them if we needed to get into somewhere and move things.
Oh, see,
I'm sure
I'm on the road a lot, so I see a lot more of you than you probably expect.
If that's the case, and you want to be on the road a lot, I can give you the list of things that I personally am interested in.
Like I said, I did a lot of driving, and not all of it was in the city.
Fine. If you want to continue that lifestyle, by all means, I'm not going to tell you to not. Because Lord knows I have. I just got tired of it.
I don't have to travel to sleep.
Exactly. So yours is more by choice, mine was by necessity. All that being said, though, still willing to pay you for any services rendered if you are willing to work for me.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I just don't have the typical Nosferatu skill set.
As long as you can get in and get out, I don't care.
Yeah, that I can do pretty good.
That is all that matters to me. If you are seen, that is on you.
Wow.
I have a feeling that you're probably not seen very often, though.
No. No,
So it
not
is still...
really. Not even
is
from the
still widely...
cameras.
Oh, even better. I have someone that would probably like to meet you. They are a Tremere, but they're one of the better ones.
I don't like dealing with them. I have. Not a fan.
I believe they are a art. I think they do art restoration, but I believe they're probably some sort of anthropologist or something of that nature. I don't know. They've told me. I've paid attention enough to know what not to mess with when I'm around them. I'm sure there's quite a few things that they would like to be able to examine a little bit closer. Things that are in private collections.
Well, didn't I just go through a private collection for you?
I don't know, did you? I know that was what King asked you to do.
Oh, well, I did it.
Oh, well. Is it close by?
We unloaded it into your library so we'd have room for the computers.
Wonderful. I will take an inventory, figure out what we have and what we don't necessarily need, and then I will
they'll probably have some duplicates now.
Sell what we don't need, and if anything is overly pricey, I will move that to the correct parties. Sure. I have a feeling that might help pay you for what you did if you haven't already been paid.
Oh, I got some choice stuff. That's fine. Don't worry about that one. Adventurers like to collect things sometimes.
Just give me a city to stay away from, and I'll make sure I don't go there again.
I should probably stay out of Wisconsin for a while.
You and me both. I took something of theirs that they didn't enjoy. They just had more stuff that they alluded to.
Ah.
I hope it's none of that choice things that you've taken.
I didn't take any books. I mean, there were some statues and shit.
Fine. As long as that's what you like and that's what you...
Oh, I sold it. I didn't keep it.
Oh, that's fine. Like I said, books are really what I enjoy.
Yeah. A little weird, but sure.
It's... At the end of the day, it's just personal preference.
Ain't gonna question if you're paying me.
That I will get a list of books and subjects that I enjoy and people that I have talked to and I'm associated with have asked me for, and we will go from there. I assume the money will also pay for you to be quiet about whatever I ask about.
I'm sure it will.
Good. So, do you have any more questions?
Can't say I'm thrilled about everything that happened, but it's not like you brought the spot here. They've been here for a long time.
Yes, actually, it was Cassidy. If you remember who she is.
Yeah.
And he looks at his shoes and he's like, do you know where I can get new shoes?
The store?
Do Do you know of any that are open late?
Yeah, there's a few.
My typical is, well, I don't.
You need me to go run and get you some?
No, I'll get some.
Jelly, stop it.
I just thought about that after I said something about her.
What?
The whole shoe thing, me needing new shoes. She's probably still on my shoes. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they're looking a little stained.
Yeah.
Did you stomp her face in?
Yes, actually.
Oh.
It was actually not my fault.
Right. Because that's an accident.
Well, it was an involuntary frenzy.
Those aren't great.
Hey. Yes. Turned out bad for all of them, though, so that's all that matters.
Mess with Bruva.
Actually, I don't think they were. I don't actually know what they were, but I don't think they were.
Not like
She wasn't the one that did it.
Ah.
In any case, I'm not going to keep you for very long. You're more than welcome to, while you're in the city, to stay here if you want to. I know it's not the nicest, but it is left alone.
No offense, I don't really want to. I got a couple places I can stay.
Figured I would give the offer. Also, I would stay away from Hamtramck for the foreseeable future.
I don't go there. It's not worth it.
Cat is angry and not at us. Just in general.
Like I said, it's not worth it usually.
Stay safe.
Gonna go. I've got to go
Yes.
ferry more stuff back and forth.
Let them know. Actually, I'll let them know. But don't worry about it.
Sure.
Obviously, we have multiple vehicles at our disposal right now. If we need to use other ones, we can.
Yeah, this is just... It already had stuff in it. This I don't mind. I don't have to stay around and hang out with them.
Been true, am I right?
Yeah. And last lingering respects for King, I'm just gonna wrap up his things.
Stay safe.
You too. I'll walk out and you can hear the van start back up.
And Rufus will go grab his last pair of shoes from the van, throw away the ones that he has been wearing, and proceed to a store to actually get new shoes and a couple new pairs of clothes.
Easy enough. It's late, so you don't really get the weird looks that you might expect. But you also don't go into these stores very often, so...
We'll check in with Yuri, we'll check in with Lottie, and we'll let Lottie know that, like, if they need an extra vehicle, they can use the van if they want, or if they need to. There is also the Hummer at their that is available. And then we'll check in with Zep finally, making sure that he is okay and doesn't need anything.
Zep will text back that he got a little banged up last night, but he's just doing fine.
If you want to stop by the school at some point later, I do have one quick thing that I have to take care of, so you can kind of go over everything. I believe Yuri is busy. I know Lottie is busy. I'll check in with William here in a little bit as well, but he's fine.
Just tell me what time.
I'll let you know when I'm done.
Thumbs up emoji.
And you would receive a message back from Yuri. Just, it's really quick and just states that there's a lot of stuff that they need to help, well, that they need to figure out. And that things are changing in the pyramid quickly.
Okay. Just gonna receive that and be like, okay, I'm here if you need something.
Not sure if you'll be able to help, but thanks.
And we'll send William a quick message of everything okay? Question mark.
John Cassidy.
Took care of her.
Good.
Cost me shoes to do it, but took care of her.
Would you like me to buy a pair for you?
No, it's fine. We'll just call ourselves even.
Okay.
And then he will get a hold of Robinson of where would you like to meet?
Wherever you want, I'm free for the next couple of nights.
I would rather talk in private. So wherever you're comfortable with that.
She'll send you an address.
Okay. And he will start heading that way.
And it's in a neighborhood, actually. It's fairly nice. Not too far from where you had kind of set up your area, but not inside of it. And it's, you can get to the realization that it's probably her actual house.
Okay. You will approach the door and knock on it, assuming it's not like an apartment or anything like that.
No, it's just a small house. You can actually hear a dog barking. But it's a higher pitched bark, so it's not a large dog or anything.
Okay.
You can hear her inside kind of shooing it away from the door. And she opens it, and the dog just kind of looks at you and takes off. And she just like turns and like, what? And she'll step aside and open the door and let you in.
Sorry, animals don't like me. I don't necessarily like them either, so it's to be expected.
Just never seen him run like that before.
It's fine. And he will take a step inside.
She'll close the door behind you and kind of gesture and lead you into the kitchen. And she'll kind of bustle and be making herself a small pot of coffee, asking if you want any.
No, I'm quite all right. Thank you, though.
You sure? I never really see you eat.
I snack here and there. I don't need to eat a whole lot.
Yeah, but it's weird to never see you eat. And she's not looking at you during this. She's making the coffee and getting a cup and everything ready.
And as she's doing that, he's going to like actually take his necklace off and like place it on the table.
Okay.
Kind of like roll up sleeves and all that fun stuff.
Okay. And she'll turn and just kind of give you a odd look where she sits down with the cup in front of her.
So at the beginning of the week, I told you that there would be an explanation as to what was going on and everything of that nature.
Yeah. Does it have something to do with the people who were leaping up the sides of buildings and just breaking through walls with a punch?
Yes.
Because none of us really can figure out what's happening there.
So I am going to tell you things, and it is going to break your perception of the world.
Right. More so than being police.
Yes.
Seen some weird things.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know. Do you look maybe 30 pushing it?
What if I told you I have been in the city for 28 years and I was not born here?
I mean, yeah, you might not be born here, but you, what, came when you were 2, 3, 4?
103.
That's a good one. She'll laugh and just take a drink. I mean, I know you've aged well the past couple of years, but that's a good joke.
Right. I have been in the city most recently for 22 years.
Okay.
Back in 1921, I moved to the city, stayed here for about 5 years.
$1921.
Yes.
Right.
When Henry Ford was the basically king baron
Sure.
of the city. If you look hard enough, I'm sure I can probably find some pictures that I can tell you where, who, when, everything of that nature. The people that were punching through walls and climbing the walls and jumping up the walls and disappearing in front of your eyes. I'm
Yeah,
sure
there's
you've
a few
probably
of
seen a few
those.
of those.
I've seen a few of those over the years.
They're much like myself. I don't do that stuff. I do other things.
What do you mean?
How much stock have you put into supernatural things?
It's hard not to believe it when you work night shifts.
So, possibility of ghosts and werewolves and vampires.
I mean, ghosts. Sure, yeah. That, yeah. The others, they just like to pull our leg when they tell us those stories.
And zombies.
Good laugh. I haven't really ever heard of those ones before in the whole rumor mill.
The other night, I'm sure you probably heard some people mention it.
Yeah, that was a first.
Right? And the whole issue with the mausoleum.
Also a little weird. I didn't have anything to do with that one, though.
The truck that was run into it and caught itself on fire.
How do you know so much about that?
And the tracks that were through the lawn.
Don't tell me you were there.
Who do you think drove the truck?
Are you kidding? Why do you always seem to be in the middle of that stuff?
Because when I tell you that all of that stuff is real, it's true. It's tangible. You can touch it. I'm telling you the truth. Reason why you don't see me eat or drink is because I don't eat that food.
What, are you going to tell me you're some kind of vampire or something?
Well, I can't be because I wear a silver cross around my neck all the time. I enter people's houses and domains and abodes without being asked. I don't know. Can stand being around ultraviolet light and crucifixes and the holy word and all this other fun stuff. So that can't be true, can it?
Yeah. She started giving you kind of a really weird look.
I can make you do things that you don't necessarily actually want to do. I don't, because I'm not that type of person. Just telling people to do things. They do it for me.
Yeah, you do that a lot with the people I see. You do it all the time. You're very charismatic. Good looking and all that.
Right. I can literally turn it on and off. And he's going to be kind of motioned to the center of the table that they're sitting at. And he is actually going to use Shimmerstry.
Okay.
And he will actually get just a little bit hungrier. But
wait.
he will make a...
You're at 4 now.
I'm at 3.
Oh, okay. I thought you were at...
No, just 3. And he will make a flower just sprout from the center of the table.
The cup that she was like picking up just kind of falls as she stares at it.
It's not real.
And you can see her start to reach out and start to touch it.
Might feel real, might have a sensory effect there, but I promise you it's not. When I tell you that all of that stuff is actually real, I am telling you the truth.
What is going on? What is this? What are you?
I am probably the one thing that most people would fear most out of everything that is quote-unquote fake. I am colloquially called a vampire, a bloodsucker, a night stalker, a Nosferatu, but that's not quite 100% accurate. Certain circles call us blank bodies.
I just gonna look at her face like, yeah, I think I've heard that term thrown around, but I never knew what they were talking about.
We will circle back to that. I am going to offer you Deal.
And she'll stop trying to touch the flower and look back at you. What?
You're good at your job, right?
I like to think so.
But there's always somebody just a little bit faster, a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
What if I can make it to where you're not going to be at that deficit anymore? You can be as fast, as strong, and potentially do things like be a little bit more charismatic, make people a little bit more pliable.
What are you gonna turn me into? Whatever vampire?
No. I can, however, take just a little bit of my blood and give it to you, and it can give you certain abilities. It can make you, in most cases, at least for me, would probably put you more on the side of either more magnetic or a little bit more daunting to deal with. But there is a possibility that you could be as quiet as a mouse, or if you stand still long enough in a darkened area, you can just disappear.
Those are just pretty wild abilities. Can you do all that?
You can do some of them. I can make flowers sprout from your table.
Yeah, that's crazy. Could I do something like that?
Probably not so much. I've heard that certain vampires that have our blood in them have abilities to do similar things, but not necessarily that. If you want to learn more, though, if you want to learn what's really going on behind the scenes, because I promise you, this city is not controlled by normal people. It's being pushed and pulled at night, thousands of different ways, by people that have their own interests in mind. Mine notwithstanding, I have my own interests, I have my own happenings. I just also care a little bit about people that get overlooked.
And she'll lean forward a little bit more. You're gonna tell me everything?
As much as I know. But if this happens, you will lose a certain ability to fully think for yourself. I will grant you as much autonomy as you can. However, it will still be much more, well, much less exactly what you want to do in every situation. There will be a little bit of me telling you to either do something or not.
What, so I'll be linked to you?
In a way.
What do we gotta do?
Like I said, you have to drink just a little bit of my blood. And it'll take a couple nights to fully set everything, but first little bit will get the ball rolling, as it were.
That seems really unhygienic. But
Right, but when it's us, we don't carry diseases. Well, most of us don't carry diseases like that. There are a select few that do. I'm not one of them.
well, I trust you. And she'll really emphasize the word you. So, sure.
Now, something else that I probably should warn you is your dog. The reason why it doesn't like me is because I am how I am. So I don't necessarily actually know fully how it is with what we call ghouls. It's not the best term in the world, but it's the term that we use. She might act a little bit off, or he or they or whatever it is might act a little bit off at first, but it should get used to you if it does start acting a little bit odd. You will also cease to age.
Well, that's not a downside that I can see.
It's fine for the first 5 years, 10 years even. It's after that that
Get a drink.
eyebrows might be raised.
Well, I mean, you've made it work since what, 21?
It's 2001.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said you were what? You've been alive since 1921 and you've made it work?
Been alive since 1898.
Oh.
The reason why I've made it work is because you realize I don't ever stay in one spot.
Yeah, you move around a whole lot here in the city. You're always in different places.
Because I can't sleep in the same place. You shouldn't have those issues. There's a very, 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 very small chance that there is going to have that happen. You shouldn't have those issues.
What do you mean?
If I sleep in the same place more than one day, I don't remember exactly what the legend says, but basically whatever holy light, sunlight, whatever, burns me from the inside out.
Like more than the normal like stories of vampires getting burned by the sun?
Yes, I can't go out during the day, obviously. There's a reason why I don't work
mean-
during the day.
Yeah, you always said you had a condition with the sun.
Makes sense.
I
Little
figured
bit
you
more
just
now,
had like
doesn't
a sun allergy.
Of sorts. It's just extreme. Funny enough, I actually have the written legend, well, a copy of it, in my van.
Written legend of what?
As to how we turned into what we turned into. Story for another time, though.
Wasn't some deal with the devil?
Not all of us. There's a couple of us that yes, but not all of us. Majority of us was the whole Cain and Abel thing, and Cain was punished, and it's very long story.
Oh, was that
There's one-
the mark mark of Cain?
Sort of.
Oh.
This is, and he'll actually like smile and like pull his and actually show.
She'll, despite not meaning to, she will recoil a little bit.
Again, why I don't smile very often. Because I am a mopey person, I've learned to hide certain things.
Did they go away?
Mine don't.
Because, there's like stories where that only happens when you're gonna eat.
Right. Like I said, mine don't. Always there to some extent. I'm sure they probably get longer when I go to eat. I don't know. I don't care. I don't pay attention to it. It doesn't hurt me, and it doesn't hurt anybody that I feed off of. Contrary to popular belief.
What does it feel like?
I can show you if you want.
Do you have to kill the person?
No. Actually, many of the people that you interact with that go to my congregations, I feed off rather regularly.
Have you ever done it to me? Can you make people forget things?
There are some that can, but typically it's a enjoyable experience. And during the confessions that I do, they tend to hallucinate.
Have you ever done it to me?
No.
Why
Could.
not?
Because you're not... Frankly, you don't take the substances that I was accustomed to in life. It was a different time. Remember that. Things made of the coca leaves.
Oh.
That I can show you. It will be a very quick experience, and I won't take too much from you. That is only if you actually want me to.
Yes.
And he will actually like grab her hand and take just one from her.
She doesn't
Then-
fight and kind of like just hands it to you.
And he will obviously lick the wound close and all that.
And she just gets this like blissed out look on her face as you do that.
He will go over to the cupboard and just start looking for something to eat for her.
She's got food. I mean, there's plenty of things to choose from. A lot of it are like protein bars and other like granola bars, just fast things that she can grab. At least in the cupboards.
Just grab a protein bar or two and place them next to her.
And
Like so.
she will pick it up.
So I will not make you make a decision as to if you want to enter this agreement or not. Right now. However, I will need your response rather quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you do, or yes, you'll get it to me.
Let's do it.
Then he will, I guess, look for like a shot glass or something.
There are some.
Grab that, and then I'll actually take his switchblade out of his pocket and just like take his thumb and just bleed into it a little bit.
It takes a minute if you're only doing it from your thumb, but you can get.
Yeah.
I believe browse check.
Hey, I'm still at 2. And we'll place it in front of her and be like, it's probably best to do it as fast as you can.
She will stare at it with a little bit of trepidation on her face, and then just kind of grab it and quick shot.
I want to make it clear that if at any point you want out, then we'll try to make it not overbearing. If you want out of our agreement, all you have to do is ask.
Pretty sure I won't.
Probably tomorrow I will have somebody stop by. If you're okay with it, they can answer some questions.
Not you?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop by for more than a couple minutes tomorrow. They are.
Are you sure?
They're very similar to you. They're in an agreement. However, this was not an agreement struck with me. However, it's something that I have extended due to their request.
Oh. So I'm not your only ghoul? I think that's what you called it.
You would be my first one that I chose.
Oh.
I guard my life and the things that make me move very, very closely. You deserved the explanation because I am sure you are not without issues at work.
It's okay.
Make it clear that this conversation doesn't go outside of these walls. Except for with the person that I send to explain certain things to you.
They never really deal with you.
Because if it goes outside of these walls and the wrong people hear it, it's bad for all of me and everyone somewhat like me. We're all different. We all have different abilities, different capabilities, different banes of our existence. Right now that I know of, there are no less than 50.
That's a lot. Or, I mean, big area, but like that seems like a lot.
Yes. And that's with losing anywhere from 18 to 30 yesterday.
Did you guys have something to do with the fire?
Yes.
I don't know how I got these next couple of days off given what happened last night. I just got home a little bit ago.
Positive of this is at least you have a couple days off. You have a couple days to process.
Yeah. Can I message you if I have questions?
Yes, if things start changing for you and you have questions, by all means, message me immediately. If you have questions outside of that, you may message me. If you want to call me, you can call me. Up until the sun comes up.
That explains a lot.
It should.
Do you need me to check on your van again?
I think it's okay. At least for a short period of time.
Okay.
The issue with the fire was the reason why I was having you check on my van.
Okay. I don't really understand. I'm guessing that and more I'll get information on with that other person you're sending to me later.
I will write some stuff down for you. I will send it with them.
Okay.
However, once you read it and once you commit it to as much memory as you want, it has to be destroyed.
Why?
Because again, if people find out about it, they see it. It's potentially very harmful.
Okay.
I will try to keep you out of our politics as much as physically possible. However, this can potentially help keep you safe.
That would be good.
Yes. I can't guarantee that all of the problems are gone. However, the largest of the problems have been taken care of.
It'll be nice to be able to rest.
Over the past week, I have been clawed, bitten, almost set on fire. It has been a bit of a week for all of us.
As you say that, you can see her eyes are like frantically darting over you, checking for injuries.
He'll just kind of hold up his thumb, like it's already gone.
I take it healing fast is another perk?
Yes. You'll be able to do much the same, just to a lesser extent.
Okay.
I do have other things to take care of. Get some rest. Let whatever happens happen.
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired, I think. Despite the coffee. And it is about that point your phone starts ringing, I think. Would be a good time.
You will just take a look and figure out who it is first.
It is... Well, I think you would have her under Tori.
Yeah. And he would just kind of look like, I actually have to answer this one. I owe them a favor. And will answer it.
And it's her giving you a, I believe it was the offer to go to Indianapolis with her.
Tell me when you'll be in the area, and I will make sure that I will be there.
I have more information for you later.
Sounds good. Anybody particularly interesting? Or anything particularly interesting?
An old problem of mine. Yes. An old problem of mine. Told you about him before.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. the big problem.
Let's take care of a problem.
I agree.
So let me know when you're in the area. You don't necessarily have to come to the city, but let me know when you're in the area. I have to be here in Detroit for at least 2 more days, but only for a short while on the second day.
Do we need to come pick you up?
Or if you want to, well, I don't know what your transportation situation is, but
I've got someone that can drive.
I have potentially someone that can transport a group of us.
Oh.
Day, night, and otherwise.
I haven't recruited any of them for that.
Actually, not mine.
Hmm.
Mine probably more than capable, but they already have the equipment set up, and it's somebody that I'm rather close friends with, and I believe you know. She is.
No.
Yes, she is. Prickly.
Most of us are.
Right, but especially prickly. Bit old as well.
Oh. Was she one who
Yes.
went to a certain party?
I believe so, and I believe a certain teenager put a firecracker in somebody's pocket.
Yeah, it was very funny.
So yes,
Interesting.
Paula's friend.
We might need to have a conversation.
In that case, if you want to come here, she's not in the best mood now, but in a couple days she might calm down, and I have a vehicle that I have to return to her.
Maybe after then.
Or after, it doesn't really matter as long as we get it taken care of, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's, like I said, I'll get back with you with more information, but definitely something that needs to be done.
It's good.
A little different conversation, but no big deal.
I'll go back to Robinson. Just like,
Who is that?
sounds like an old friend that I... You want to know something? Come out of my van.
Okay. She'll stand up and a little dizzy, but not anything crazy. She sorts herself out and starts to follow you.
He will actually take her out, put her in the back, kind of sit her down, take his safe out, and then take out all of the important bits that he has.
Okay.
And we'll lay them all out and be like, that. I owe her a favor for that. It's very old. It's very important.
This looks really old. Yeah.
It is. It is supposed to be written by our original founders of swords. People don't know that I have these, and I intend to keep it that way.
I won't say anything.
Feel like we need to, and by we I actually do mean you and I, need to have a very open rapport. All of what I've told you so far is earth moving, but there's a lot more to be told that is earth shattering.
Maybe tomorrow?
You can do that. Go get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm getting real tired. I don't want to kick you out. You can stay as long as you want, but I need to go sleep.
Have a good night.
You too. And she'll make her way back into her house.
We'll put everything away and head back to the school. And actually, we'll get a hold of Zap at this point.
Before Rufus gets hold of Zep, was there anything Zep would be doing in the meantime? Or just spending time with the rest of his people and contacting allies and other people he's dealt with, checking in?
So just checking in.
Okay. Most of them get back with him. There's a couple that he just can't seem to get a hold of, but now no one important. But everyone checks in with him, seems to be okay. A couple of them seems to have been in some fights this week, but not anything crazy. But then we can fast forward to Rufus contacting Zep again.
I'm headed back to the school if you want to come.
We'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
And you both
will
make your way there.
Yep.
You both arrive.
No.
Rufus before Zap.
So when Zep shows up, everything go? Well, is everything acceptable down your way?
We're missing a few people, but for the most part, we haven't really lost anyone.
The best news I've heard all week. So I do have a couple questions for you, but nothing. If you don't want to answer them, you don't have to.
What do you want to know?
You handled yourself far better than I expected during our issues. How much actual experience have you had?
A good bit. I was a ghoul for a good while before I was turned.
Good. Do you want a job?
What's the job?
Personal protection.
I can handle that.
Specifically for myself.
Yep, I can handle
I am serviceable, but I'm not necessarily the best in the world. So, feel like getting you on some sort of actual payroll is probably worthwhile.
Doesn't seem like a lot of the people you travel with aren't that great at it either.
Oh, I'm honestly surprised Yuri didn't just run away. And Lottie's a Ventru that does not enjoy physical anything.
Makes sense.
So, to answer your question, no, we aren't necessarily the best at handling situations such as that. Keeping you around would definitely be in our best interest. As long as T is okay with it, because I do understand that, well, you're not technically a established clan, you are a group of similarly cursed individuals that nobody tends to enjoy. I'm the exception to that rule.
As long as I don't cause her any problems, She won't have any problem with it.
Next time you talk to her, assuming you do talk to her before I do. Let her know that whatever she wants to do, I'm willing to support her in that, as long as it's not going to cause problems for the majority of the city.
I know she's been planning something for a while. I'll see what I can find out.
I hope she is planning to expand.
I believe so.
As long as she is willing to erase what was there, I'm fine with it.
I think majority of the city will be happy with that.
Yes. One other question. Are you a fan of books?
Read every now and again. Why?
Apparently I have a lot of them upstairs that need to be unpacked and counted. And accounted for.
When should I get started?
Well, we can get started now if you want to. If you have other things to do, I'm not going to keep you. Because I understand we can be busy even though we typically aren't overly.
Lead the way.
And Rufus will actually lead him up to the library and start going through the books.
Okay. Give me... Intelligence and investigation, just to see how many you can get through in a reasonable amount of time.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I got one.
So I've got 2.
You don't make it very far. Rufus, you're distracted by a text message, actually. More information that you were promised.
Okay. Like travel plans and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back and forth a little bit. More texts come later in the evening. Setting up plans and all of that. Giving you a rundown of who is coming with Tori.
Okay. At some point in the middle of all that, we'll get a hold of William, like, hey, do you need a vacation?
Yes. I absolutely do.
Do you also need a punching bag to let out some aggression?
Also, yes.
Good, I have a World War II German. Well, make your assumptions with that. Just that needs to be taken care of.
I'll be sure to let out as much aggression on him as I can.
We're going to Indianapolis for it, just to let you know.
Just let me know when we're leaving.
I will be by in a couple days to pick you up.
See you then.
And we'll turn this up and be like, in a couple days I'm going to be leaving the city.
You need to take care of anything in the meantime?
I will try to get something set up to somebody will watch the domain. I'd rather not leave it to Yuri and Lottie. They'll do fine. It's just they have other things that they might have to take priority first. I know Lottie has a sister that she cares about a lot. And Yuri might have some pyramid stuff. I don't know.
I see.
More so they don't have to split their focus. I know something. I'm kind of bored with this. Would you want to take a ride with me so we can take a look at exactly what's in the domain?
Yeah, I'm getting kind of bored too.
As you're leaving the library, you would actually get a call from Varia.
I hope this is not bad news.
Do you answer?
Yes, that's how he would answer the
Oh.
phone.
Thankfully, not really. Kat wants updates from everybody. And asked if you would be willing to bring them.
I was actually just headed out. I can give you a couple updates right now without having to actually go anywhere.
She wants you to bring them.
I will bring her vehicle.
And that's it? Is that what I'm telling her?
And I will bring the other updates. Just give me a couple minutes.
Yeah, she doesn't expect you to have them right now, but she's not so violently angry, so you should be fine. And she says that very, very quietly.
I have a bodyguard with me now.
I don't know if that will help, but okay.
Oh, it won't, but just let her know that I'd have somebody with me.
Okay. I
It's
think
not
it'll
my
be
normal
fine.
people. It's not
Just-
my normal people, and it's not a Nosferatu, so that's all
Just
that really matters.
don't be surprised at the state of things.
I assume she went off the rails a little bit yesterday.
There was a disagreement between her and Vincent, we'll say that. No, it wasn't.
Is Vincent still alive?
Yes!
It's fine then.
Yeah, I mean, they've had these before, but this was bad.
I'll be as quick as I can.
Okay.
And he will kind of zap down to the Hummer. And he will do a quick ride around to make sure everything's okay-ish in his domain.
There's metaphorical fires that could be dealt with. Broken buildings, there's places with broken doors. And you drive past the series of fires that was lit one night. And it was a series of them. But they're at least out. Damages are there, but you don't really know the extent of them. Just that it is very visible in places like apartment complexes. There's a church. And just kind of dotting down, not a direct path, but it was definitely leading to the school.
Okay. We'll send messages to everyone else individually that isn't Kat of any further developments.
You would get, kind of from each of them, after a little back and forth, a list of people that they'd lost. And a lot of them you don't really know, but you do see the key names. Or you do see some key names pop up. And they give you a rundown of damages that had happened once you say Kat is asking. Not specifics again, but just generalized. There's X amount of apartment complexes and things like that. Who do you attempt? Well, you were only, really have Caitlin for Valentina's area. Would you message her as well?
She's at King's, correct?
She's with Lottie, yes.
Okay. He would message Caitlin just any word from the casino.
It would like start popping up like she was typing and then ending several times. And then finally, I have heard some words. A lot of people are apparently getting out of there as soon as they can. There has been a lot of cleaning house, from what I understand.
Do we know who is the new owner?
Names that I've gotten so far was Athena. Valentina was always going off about the mythology of her. Didn't think she was real.
Start thinking that everything that is a myth is real.
Apparently.
Until proven otherwise or told otherwise, just believe it's just real.
Would you be open to having some more people in your domain?
As long as they don't cause problems, by all means.
I think a couple of them are going to ask.
There are more than a few vacant houses that I'm sure you could probably acquire if they have the means to do so. I know
Somehow
some of them
I
are...
don't think that'll be a problem.
Right. They will probably need some work done to them, but they are habitable as they sit. Maybe not sunproof, but habitable.
If anyone asks, I'll let them know then.
Okay, just let me know prior to them moving in, please.
Of course.
And Rufus will leave it there.
You would, not too long after that, get a confirmation of at least one person has asked so far, but that's all you would hear from her.
Okay. But yeah, once he has all of the updates from everyone, he would just kind of drive over to Ken's area and just take a look.
It's not great. It seems to have been hit a little harder than your area. And there is one very large complex that seemed to have been hit really hard.
Okay. We'll take into account which one that is, and then we'll head over to Kat's, since he doesn't have a way to get a hold of the Banu or the La Sombra currently.
Right. And Zappa's going with him?
Yep.
Okay. So, Boria and Varia and Peter are all waiting outside for you. And when you pull up and get out, they start walking with you. Slowly, but they start walking with you on your way back and just... They're getting updates from you as well, but Kat wants to hear it from you. Since you were the one leading all of this.
Okay.
And Varia just... Before you get out to the back, she'll stop at the door. Like I said, just don't be too surprised. Good to see you, Zep.
See you too.
And she'll open the door, and in the normal section, there's not anything too bad, but as you're led into Kat's area, it looks like a small earthquake happened over here.
Yeah, it's kind of what I expected.
And there are like dried swaths of blood on some of the plants and things like that. And give me wits and awareness, and if you guys have heightened senses, go ahead and add it. Or if your occult is better than your awareness, go ahead and give me a wits and occult.
4.
Okay.
So I got 4, but only 2 of them are any sort of successes. But one of them is the bad kind of good success.
Okay. Okay. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
So, both of you kind of smell it. It's not normal. It's not mortal blood, and it's not doesn't smell like vitae. There's a little bit of a wildness to it, a little bit of animal musk. Not musk per se, because it is blood, but there is something other in the blood that reminds you of the wilderness, of the wilds. Rufus, you know what this is. Yeah. Zep, do you have anything in occult?
No.
Okay. You have no idea what this is.
So I guess walking down through, he'll just kind of be like, I knew it.
Yep.
Before he actually gets there.
Yeah. And, Peter would kind of send you a look.
I've been curious about something, and I got confirmation.
I see. And then, as you kind of round the corner, Kat is there, and she is staring, not at you, but kind of like past you in your direction. Like she's just been waiting. And Vincent is slightly behind her, and he looks a little messed up. There is claw marks on him, there is bruising, there is mud caked on him. And Kat doesn't actually look to be doing in perfect health either, actually. She's got some vitae smeared on her, although there are no open wounds.
He'll kind of look a little bit surprised when he enters.
And she'll wait and use you approach. Do you approach her? I guess I should ask.
A little bit.
Okay.
Not overly so, but enough to at least actually enter properly.
Zep?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me what is going on.
So, very simply put, the pyramid is in turmoil. Octavius died. Valentina is no longer owner of the casino, and there is a mass exodus of Ventru. Name that I've gotten is Athena.
Was... Did I say Athena? I meant Artemis, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that was my
name
bad.
that I got was Artemis.
Let's see.
While you're doing that, I can tell you that I already have a personal problem with her. She killed Mike.
I know that name. How do you know she did it?
Mike was staked. However, he didn't have a spear hole in his chest from where she stood. Doesn't necessarily take the keenest eye to figure out what happened there.
Yes. Is there any more information on what she is doing?
I would assume probably whatever the hell she wants. I don't have specifics. I don't have an eye inside the casino anymore. I would like to have one, but I don't know if that's physically possible right now.
Jalan. That one is older than me. That is a problem.
There's just up to a certain age I can deal with. You are that certain age. I feel comfortable enough around you to know to not, frankly, piss you off. Because you can do whatever you want to me. I'm not stupid. Which I think is probably why our working relationship works so well.
Yes. Well. What else have you found out?
Like I said, Mike is dead. King is dead. All of the Nosferatu except for Spike and Nain are dead. That were in the city at the time of the incidents. There is another one that is now working for me. I'm working to keep him out of the city. He's one of the ones that caused you problems before. Not necessarily one of the ones that was downstairs, but
You are sure?
caused you problems. Yes. If he was, we would know. King had him bound.
Bound in what way?
Blood bond.
Good.
The coterie that I was working with, that was in my domain, all of them except for the Nosferatu is gone. Nosferatu I'm working with to try to get, again, working for me so they don't cause issues elsewhere. Right now, his mental state is one of the worst situations that I have come across in quite a while. Charlotte has lost Deidre. Which is probably not necessarily a huge issue for you or probably any of your family, but it is probably going to end up being an issue for the city as a whole.
That is not necessarily true unless some of them visit there.
Yes, we are down a Deidre as it sits.
Is a problem.
It is. Other notable losses was the gangrel Ken that was watching over the eye, as it were, is also not with us anymore. I assume his base of operations was hit quite hard during the week. Took a ride over there. That's why it took me so long to get here. But without a point of contact for the area, I figured I should probably lay eyes on it.
I know his name. He has been there for some time. I don't know anything else.
Our Cappadocian contact to the north and his group of associates lost at least one, I'm sure, more than one. One that I know of specifically being Quinn, which was a banker of Duncern. Shouldn't necessarily be the most important loss, but it is somebody that
Valuable
was-
asset.
Yes. Like I said, everyone else that was lost, it's more specific to me. Some people that you probably don't even know who they are.
Likely not.
That being said, the Thin Bloods came out in force, and I believe that they might move to take what was Cassidy's area at one point very shortly.
Who do you think is leading that?
The one that I brought to our meeting, T.
There are worse ones, I'm sure.
There are. Could be Chris.
I would not oppose her.
I told her specifically that if she has any resistance doing so, we can have a get together and talk it out between certain parties. If you were the other party, I would just kind of let you do what you wanted. But anybody else, I feel like I could probably talk into just letting her do what she needed to do.
She would be taking over where the Bruja was, yes?
Yes, she's already in the art park that's, I guess, attached to the area. So,
A
really, it's
portion
just
of that is against mine. I take no issue with her, as long as they mind that border.
I have made it very clear to not cross you multiple times to multiple people. Not only because you're you, but also because I am far more likely to ally with you than anyone else in the city. Not that you need it. However, I'm not going to be on the losing side of a war that we can't win because, well, you're you.
I would like to see you give me a charisma and I will let you pick between persuasion, etiquette, or politics. And this is more so to, if you'd like to, not necessarily convince Kat because she has already agreed with it, but to see how much aid she is willing to offer. With the way you've talked about the Thin Bloods and allied yourself with them?
I'm gonna use a willpower on this one.
Okay.
I got really bad. Okay, maybe I'll use 2 then. There we go. That's a little bit better. Only took 2 willpower to do. So 4, 5, 6, 7
Okay.
charisma and persuasion.
Okay. I believe you have allied yourself with them. Yes.
You could say that, and it wouldn't be untrue.
I have never held it against them. They could not help what they were made to be. If this T has an issue, she is able to reach out to either Varia or Boria.
I will send their contact information with Zep, and we'll kind of just turn and motion to and make sure that T has that information.
Good. Tell me what else has happened.
And he'll kind of go over like all of the issues that are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happened during the week. And then the stuff he got from Buck earlier in the evening about the cleanup effort.
Okay. And you can see her getting irritated, not at you, but just at the whole thing in general, which she's generally pretty even keeled, so seeing her even getting irritated is something you're not quite used to yet still. That venture is a problem that will need to be dealt with quickly.
Yes. Yes, it is. And we will probably have to do more planning. Have an actual plan rather than call out the Brujah and let the Brujah be a Brujah.
Yes, that was very clearly a mistake on our part.
It's also not something that I think many of us are overly versed on. I know I don't come from a time that I needed to have those skills. And I don't think many of us were exposed to that way of life. You, I don't know. There's a possibility that you have that forethought. Then again, I also don't know what you have been exposed to and what you haven't been. It's also not my place to make the assumptions. So I will refrain from doing so. I know Artemis absolutely has that train of thought. That being said, Zep is from a pseudo-military, paramilitary, mercenary background, and I will be leaning on him to at least give us some pointers.
Are you taking point on this at least investigation as well.
I will do what is necessary to get any information that I can, and I will share it as needed. I think it should be kind of a joint investigation. If they know that we're looking into them, I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. They're brand new, they're old.
I will be reaching out to old contacts to see what I can find. I will not allow this to stand in this city.
Just let me know where to avoid if they want me to avoid them.
They are not here.
Understood. The sentiment still stands. If they do end up showing up and they wish to be left alone, just let me know where I need to leave alone.
I would need to have a very strong case to bring them from the old country.
Those contacts.
Yes.
That is...
I don't think they would be willing to make the trip, but I might be able to get information.
Okay. I can leverage the people that I do know, that I do still have some sort of contact information for, to see what kind of information I can gather, but I don't know how much I'd be able to help. I don't know anybody besides yourself that's more than 180, 190, 200 years old, somewhere in there.
Flattery will get you nowhere here.
Stating a fact.
And you can see Vincent is starting to get restless, and she just turns and gives him a look. And there is quite a lot of spite in that gaze right now. I'm just gonna make a roll for fun right here.
It's fun.
Funsies. Wow, that's like nothing. Come on, cat. You can do
That's funny.
that. That's a lot scarier. Yep. That's a 7 on intimidation. With a crit.
I can do that.
It's not towards you, it's definitely towards Vincent, but it's a very hostile aura she's giving off right now.
Yeah.
And he meets it with a glare of his own for a minute before kind of tucking his head down and half turning away from her.
If I need to leave so you can take care of issues, I can. I can come back.
Yes, I thought they were taken care of. And she'll just kind of like gesture to where you came from. Then she'll just around on Vincent. Not saying anything, not fighting, but she just fully turns her focus onto him.
One final thing before I leave, in case if I don't come back before it's relevant. In a couple days, I do have a favor to repay. It's quite a large favor for somebody that you know, that you brought up here, regarding them. So
That
I
I
will
brought
be-
up here.
yes, for a favor from Atlanta.
Mm.
I will be out of the city for not overly long. I am finding representatives to make sure that my area, my domain, is well looked after. I do have a handful of people that I can rely on as it sits.
She'll quickly turn and look at Peter and Varia and just kind of gesture towards Rufus. And then she'll just turn her focus back to Vincent, who is walking into the pavilion area where that leads down, and she's stalking after him.
I believe that's our cue to leave.
And Peter and Varia kind of quickly escort you out. That was meaning that if you need some help, we are able to help you. Please tell me you need help.
I need help.
Good.
If
Let's
for
go.
no other reason than your personal safety.
Appreciate it. And you have
I
not
will-
seen anyone else. And usually there's people and ghouls and other Zamitzi wandering around. You have seen nobody else.
I will let you know exactly when I am leaving the city. The moment I get into a vehicle to leave, I will let you know.
We'll be there.
I will put you in touch with the proper parties to leverage any eyes on the street as well.
Good. Peter will nod at you. It is appreciated.
Not a problem. You do me a favor and I keep you from being around that for too long. Boria is still here, right?
He is.
Yeah. Also, when I get back, I believe one of the people that I'm going to be meeting in, it's going to be Indianapolis, is going to be with me, at least one of them. I believe she wishes to have an audience with Kat, potentially.
That it's from out of the city. Hopefully things will
It's-
be calmer then.
Yeah. She is... I can trust her to at least be cordial and be respectful.
That helps.
I don't know what the request is for, but I know there is a request to talk to someone here.
Let us know when you get back with them. We can go talk to them to figure it out.
I absolutely will, if I have any information prior to coming back as to why I can give information, and we can potentially figure out the right avenues to talk to people.
Good. Agreed. And they escort you out of the rest of the room. Probably wouldn't do good to stay here overly long.
No, I am going to be leaving rather soon. And
Well.
Rufus will just start walking if need be.
Oh yeah, they will stay behind, but does Zep have
you
anything
again.
to say to anyone?
Nope.
Okay. So you guys leave. Are you walking out?
Yeah, we're going to leave the vehicle. It's not mine. I don't need it.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to somewhere. The school, I'm assuming. Maybe?
That's where Rufus would be heading. It would take quite a while to get there, though.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while, and it's not, like, super early. You've got a few hours left. Between all the talking, driving, and all of that. In a few hours.
I'd probably head back to my haven from here. Was there anything else you needed before I left?
No, do you need a ride, though?
Nah, I should be fine. I live in close to the art park, so it'd be longer to just walk there and then drive back.
Okay.
You're quite a distance from that art park, by the way.
As up to day drinker, you should be fine.
Okay. I'm just letting you know. So yeah, you two travel together for a little bit, but then go your separate ways. Before we wrap up this evening with you each going to your respective sleeping areas, is there anything you would like to do?
Rufus will give updates to at least Lottie and Yuri as to tonight's events, leaving out the whole Robinson thing.
Yeah.
And we'll inform them that in a couple days he's going to be leaving, but he is going to be having Varia and Peter take care of the domain. If you need something, get a hold of them. Cannot guarantee that he will be able to talk.
They
We'll also get.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We'll also get a hold of the Ravnos.
Okay.
All of them, all three of them that he knows about.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, hey, I'm leaving in a couple days. Please keep an eye out for anything. I have two of Kat's people that'll be directing people if things are a problem. Here's their contact information. Please get a hold of them at some point tomorrow just to check in. If you don't already know who they are, introduce yourselves. You don't necessarily have to give too much information. Just be like, I am eyes on the street.
We've received confirmations from Kate. No. Yes. Kate and Ryan. And from Damien, you would just receive a thumbs up. From Lottie and Yuri, they would ask a couple of questions, but both basically say that they would rather stay there to take care of what they're working on instead of leaving the city.
Figured as much. There's a lot that's going on, and I know you two have a lot personally that are going on. I am, however, taking William for a vacation, so.
Yeah. Well,
Also, Zep is on payroll.
I feel like you would get some laughs out of them from that.
Yeah, probably.
Anything else?
Finally, he would send a message to Buck. Call me when I wake up, please.
Will do. When you receive a response, which won't be for a while because he's sleeping, he will respond with a will do.
But yeah, that's everything he has to take care of personally.
Okay. Zep?
We'll send a quick message to G and ask her if she still plans on expanding.
Thinking about it.
Should probably talk on that a little more. Heard that we may be getting more help than we expected.
Really?
Rufus and Cat.
Cat? How
Yep.
did that happen?
Rufus did some sweet talking.
Sounds like we owe him quite a bit then.
Yes, we do.
Or at least I do. Cat? Seriously? I can't believe that. I thought she'd hate us like the rest of them.
Surprisingly, seems to have taken a liking to you.
Must be my winning personality. Yeah, let's go with that.
And I don't think Zep would have anything else to do.
All right. So we will wrap this game up. I have to use the restroom. Dengle, do you mind doing the wrap up and all of that as we do all that, please and thank you?
Absolutely. So, thank you for anyone that is here watching us that has made it this far. If you are with us live, there is some potential spoilers coming up. If you are not, and you're watching us afterward, still potential spoilers coming up. If you like what we do here and want to find more, well, you can find us on any of our socials. It is either at Total Party Krit or at Total Party Krit Game. On Twitch, we are at Total Party Krit Game. We would appreciate it if you joined us Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Normally, I know it's Wednesday that we're recording this on. However, life happened to pretty much everyone. It's the reason why there's two of us yesterday, where there would have been Nen and Faye. So yes, on our socials, you can find our link tree, which has links to everywhere else, whether it be YouTube or Instagram or X, or you have Patreon on there. I have to relook at exactly what the tiers do, but I know anything from a special Discord server role where you can get private channels, all the way to shout outs. And we do have one on there that if you wanted to spend that much, which I don't think that anybody would, but we have it on there that you can pick somebody to kill. So yeah, if you want to do that, awesome. If you can't, we understand. It's it's fully understandable. Also on there is our dicelegion.com link that if you use that link, you will get a certain percentage off at checkout. We will get a certain kickback from that, and we would appreciate it if you bought their stuff. They're great people. They have a bunch of really neat stuff. Not just dice. They have dice trays, obviously. Keychain stickers. I believe they have some clothing on there. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know they did for a little bit. I looked the other day and I didn't see it on there. They could have put it back out there. I don't know. But yeah, small company. Everybody wants to try to support small companies, so go ahead and do that. If none of that sounds good, and you just want to like, follow, subscribe, and share, by all means do that. Word of mouth goes a long way. However, electronically goes better for the algorithm, and we like the algorithm. So if you could please do that. I don't care if you share it to your grandmother 30 times a day. Just, yes, please do that. So yeah, thank you for being with us. Potential spoilers ahead.
I'm back. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
A lot of talking in this game. A lot of RP, a lot of things happened. A lot of things didn't seem like it happened, but a lot of pieces got moved.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Anything you guys want to talk about?
I wonder if Elika was a good feeding type for Zep, because it seems to go from 1 to 100 so fast.
It's great. We haven't really seen an alley cat play style yet. It's very, very funny when you don't have a way to make them forget things. Trust me, I've been having this issue on Tori for a minute here because she's kind of developed into a alley cat-esque feeding style the past 2 feedings.
Yes.
It's great.
But it fits, though, so it's fine.
It does, and that's how you end up with people locked in your basement.
Yeah.
Or people
Or just
sitting on the street who know what you are.
Yeah.
That's not going to come back to bite you in the ass at all.
It's fine. We have an actual inn now that knows what to cover up.
Yeah. Sorry. Jellybean
You're
keeps
good.
like coughing up a lung here.
So yeah, that was something.
That was something. Yeah. Yeah. How'd you like the talk with Robinson?
Question is how did Nen like the talk with Robinson?
I was excited for that. I didn't know when it was coming.
He is nothing if not a man of his word.
Yeah. And she is something. She is something.
She is now a ghoul.
She's got other things going on too. But that's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. As long as she's not a mage, it's fine.
No, there was a couple of comments as to what she had been potentially been up to.
Yeah, they didn't fly over my radar or under my radar, I promise.
Yep.
We will circle back to that.
Yeah, that'll be a fun conversation when you get back from Indianapolis.
Yep, it will.
Yeah. She never said when she heard those terms.
Oh, we're going to find out. Who specifically said those terms?
Wouldn't you like to find out? Don't you like to know?
I mean, once she's bonded, yeah, I will.
You act like she wouldn't tell you right now.
Right, but at least this way she can't. Well, she can lie, but probably won't lie.
Oh, she wouldn't lie now. Above table, she wouldn't.
Yay, stalker.
Yep. That's what she's got going on. Those are the comments I was talking about. She found him attractive, been watching him for a while, know he hasn't aged in several years.
Oh, I know. He knows that as well. At some point, I'm sure he caught on. And yeah, she's there again.
Just clinging to him as tightly as Nosferatu to your mic.
I know, right?
Yeah, stalkers are fun.
They're a fun flaw to have,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yes, be wary if you're a storyteller. Just like, hey, do you want this like free person?
Yeah.
Who's definitely more than you paid for in experience? You want to say like a little bird? You just cover his face and he goes to sleep.
I wish. Put his head underneath his leg. Just out.
Yeah. Give him a little nightcap that just like fits over his face.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Oh, any other questions about the game or what might be happening? What is happening? What has happened?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready is Kat just to like storm the damn casino right now?
So, she's not stupid. She wants to right now. However, someone who's older than her actually kind of makes her afraid to go do something like that. Whereas ordinarily, anyone else, she'd do it without even thinking twice.
And did she believe Rufus's assumption?
Of
The whole Mike situation.
So she rolled really fucking well on her occult roll. So she knows a little bit about them and doesn't put it past what she does know about Old Ventru.
Especially that old Ventru.
Yeah, she doesn't know like a ton of specifics because even with her fantastic roll, she didn't really care about Ventru and learning about their history, which she knows enough to be wary, very wary about that one.
Okay.
So yes, given what she did know, she does not put it past them. She might be a little skeptical that it was so brazen and open. But also when you're that old, she knows how she acts towards things.
So it's certainly possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's not putting it past them.
Okay. Fun times.
Yeah. Yeah. On the sense of wants to storm it, 7 or 8. Will she? No. Not yet.
Not right now, at least.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go talk to like other really old people, aren't we?
Maybe.
Like one that lives in a river.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That'd be fantastic, actually.
Rufus would know of them, I think. They travel close enough. And often enough.
Yeah.
You would know of him. You just probably would not have met them.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I'll have to look at my list and figure out who he knows that might know somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you want a little bit of a hint right now?
Sure.
You have someone connected to your coterie who spent time in Greece learning about that whole family, and the person who bonded them just died.
I mean, I know Willow.
Yeah.
But he's specifically talking about outside of like, hey, how do we get rid of her? Without all just, Poofing.
You hit her very hard, very fast, and a lot. With fire.
What I'm hearing is high explosives.
I mean, there's definitely a good potential there. There's a lot of potentials here.
Nane, you want to blow something up?
He's not that good with explosives, okay?
I know. It's funny.
It is hilarious that he's actually gotten pretty decent at that.
Zep, do you want to blow something up?
Yes.
Just walk in there. I'm sure it's fine.
Also, why didn't you guys remind me to give you your bonus experience? Because I was real bad that last week. I was busy.
I got mine.
Ow! Did I forget to give Nen his? Then you got including. Yeah, you'll get one from this game, both of you. But including this game, then you'll have 9.
I wasn't sure if Zep was getting any bonus experience since he just started out in the coterie.
I don't want to punish you for swapping characters, similarly to like how Dengle treated me with Haley. You will have the option of putting it on whoever you want, but I'm pretty sure you're going to put it towards Zep.
Yeah.
Got a little bit more during the whole week simply because, one, I don't want you to be too far behind the Atlanta coterie because they have a shit ton more experience, but also I was really impressed with some of the stuff that happened that week. A couple of the games got everyone multiple experience.
I was not expecting to take out that one Sabat coterie that quick.
Yeah. Yeah, that was surprising. You guys did really good there. There was a couple of points where I was quite surprised. Rufus killing the Black Hand so quickly, or at all, without any help.
I was surprised about that, to be honest with you. I was like, I am so screwed. And then I was like, all right, cool, hold still.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked that Zep made it through. You were so close to dying.
And that 1-6 you got definitely hurt me a good bit.
Oh yeah, it did. Yay, Thin Bloods.
Sure,
Yeah.
Your resilience.
Oh boy. So much fun.
Fun times all around.
Yeah. Anything else you guys like to go over?
Cat didn't seem to care very much. How did the others in UT feel about Zep showing up?
They're... None of them outright hate Thin Bloods. They do kind of forced to adapt to Cat's viewpoints on that. And she just doesn't care because she's never really had to deal with them. And they were never part of her thing, one, because she is older and she just never really had to deal with them. But there's also, she's had, not now, but there have been occasionally Thin Bloods from Zemitzi that have wandered and that she's dealt with and everything. And she just doesn't hold the Book of Nod viewpoint on anything. She has a much older and different viewpoint. Just that they are what they are. And I'd have to delve into the Zumitzi stuff a little bit more, but I don't believe the old clan really had a whole lot of feelings about the Thin Bloods.
They didn't have a lot of dealings with them as well, but no.
Right. So she's just kind of fairly ambivalent to them as long as they're not going to cause issues. Now, a lot of them do cause issues just because they don't have the same limitations as Kindred do. That she cares about. But if she can put one in charge someone that she already has trusted dealings with, he is not trusted, but the dealings have been trusted dealings, and they've panned out mostly good with Rufus. If he's vouching for T, then Kat is going to believe that it is enough there to have a good head on her shoulders and good enough to stop those problems, and why not have someone who can do that in charge over what they had. That's Kat's viewpoint on it, and everyone's kind of adapted to it. There's a couple of them. Actually, had he lived, Robert did not like them. But he wasn't from Kat's brood. He was from outside of that coming in. He was actually Spanish, or Mexican, I guess I should say. So he came up from Mexico. Might have had the Sabat lineage that he got away from. He himself wasn't, but a sire or sire's sire.
No, it just decided to move.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was some connections pulled there for him to get under Kat's protection. And he did not like them whatsoever. But also knew better than to say anything.
Probably safe.
Yeah. Yeah. He had some interesting stuff going on, but oh well.
Yeah. I do have more cat questions, but not for here.
Okay. Is there any other questions for here?
Not that I can think of right now.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Please check out our other games. I know this one was a little bit out of sequence, but life sucks. And we deal with it and we move on. So, thank you and farewell.
Good night.